Hi, I'm Chris Runde, innovation consultant here at Baruzzini, where innovation is made personal. And today I'm with Dan Fanning, a data center specialist in our technology group. Dan and I were talking about scary things that can happen in data center management. And I wanted to dive right in, Dan, and share your story about the impact of financial constraints in times like these and what that can mean to data center plans.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's probably the scariest topic in a data center project is understanding how the budget and the design um, were brought together. In a lot of cases, once the construction project gets underway, we start to feel a budget crunch. And at this particular client, they felt a crunch to the tune of about $700,000. And the CFO reached out to the construction team and asked for some value engineering ideas. And the electrical contractor came back in spades to provide exactly what the CFO had asked for. Everybody was really happy and understanding that, hey, we've been able to claw back these dollars from the project, and now let's move on. Well, into some of these changes, the IT department started to become a little concerned or suspicious about some of the activity that was going on, and they hired us to take a look at some of the design directives that they were seeing out in the field. And our study of the changes revealed that what was once a pretty prominent Tier 3 type design, characteristics of a Tier 3 design, had essentially been gutted and was now essentially a Tier 1 design. So that redundancy that we often take for granted was the source of funds. So the electrical contractor identified all these spare panels that we're not really using. There's a whole second set. We'll just give these back to the budget. And not realizing, or maybe they realized, or it wasn't explained properly, right? The CFO was not in a position where he understood what his $600,000 or $700,000 was going to cost him. So after IT was made aware of this VE change, and that the value of that Tier 3 system essentially had been removed, they wanted it put back naturally. So now we're under construction. We're in a high-rise headquarters building that has a data center in it. Things are moving very rapidly, and now suddenly things have to stop. Not only do we have to stop the construction schedule to make these corrections, but the impact to the budget was also quite significant in that the $700,000 that they had once saved is now going to cost them, in an excess of $800,000 to put back, and then the impact to the schedule. So both of those things very horrifying in our Halloween discussion here.
Yeah. Well, and you think data center managers just quiver thinking about this because it's been planned out thoughtfully, and you're moving towards that. And in these days, data is one of the most valuable assets to a company and keeping the company connected. What would you advise to companies that are going to be experiencing financial shortfalls, but still need to maintain the integrity of their data center operation?
Sure. So if you're starting to feel that budget crunch, definitely an advocate. So someone that understands that tit for tat exchange that may be going on behind the scenes, being able to look at how those changes are going to disrupt things further downstream. The unintended consequences, so to speak, of clawing back on some of those dollars. We have a team here at Baruzzini that's all we do. It's eat and sleep data center. So we can take a look at what those changes are and then perform that translation from the technical side to the budgeting side. Sure, you've got this money back, but what did it really cost you in regard to reliability, in regard to operational performance, and then in being able to accomplish your business case and the goals that the data center is in place to provide in the first place.
That's excellent, Dan. I mean, I think that gets to the point of the life cycle costs, and you got to have a holistic view of what your data center is intended to do and what it means to your organization when you're making those decisions. So Dan, I want to thank you so much for taking the time. We'll have some additional follow-ups and maybe publish some of your thought pieces online for folks to dig in more. But thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity, Chris.